Here we're given an image of a square pyramid. On this question, we're being walked through the steps to ultimately find the surface area of this pyramid using the formula at the bottom left. So in part A, we're being asked to find the area of the base, which is B in the formula, and also the perimeter. In part B, we're asked to find the slant height. And then in part C, we're going to substitute those values into the formula and calculate the surface area. So let's start with part A. What is the area and the perimeter of the base? The perimeter is the distance all the way around. This is a square pyramid. Each of the sides is 6 feet. So it's just 6 feet plus 6 feet plus 6 feet plus 6 feet. Or 6 plus 6 plus 6 plus 6. What's another way to write that? We're adding 6 together 4 times, which is like saying 6 times 4. If we multiply those together, we see the perimeter is 24 feet. How do we find the area of that base? Well, I know the area of a rectangle is length times width. And notice the length and the width in a square are the same. So often instead of length times width for a square, they'll just say the area is side times side because it's the same number. Or they might say side squared. So for this one, the side length is 6. So the area is 6 times 6, or 6 squared, which is 36. And since we're multiplying 6 feet times 6 feet, it would be 36 feet squared. So that would be your answer for part A. Now let's look at part B. In part B, they're asking for the value of x. X is the slant height of our pyramid. It's the distance from the apex, the tip of our pyramid, down to the middle of one of the sides. So how can we use the information we're given to calculate the value of x, the length of x? So for this one, we did this in a previous lesson. What we need to do is find a right triangle that we can make. So we can use the Pythagorean theorem and solve for one side's missing length. Do you see a triangle we can kind of pull out of this pyramid? Well, we do know that the distance from here to here is 4. Hold on, let me draw that again. Can we figure out what the distance is from the middle to the edge? Well, we do know that the distance all the way across is 6. So what would the distance from the middle to a side be? Half of that. It would be 3. So let me draw this right triangle out here on the side. So remember, with right triangles, we can find one missing side length by using the Pythagorean theorem, which says a squared plus b squared equals c squared, where a and b are always the legs that create that right angle, and then c is the long side directly across from our 90-degree angle. It's called the hypotenuse, and it's always the longest side of our triangle. So it doesn't matter which of those legs we put in for A and B. So I'm just going to say A is the 4 and B is the 3. And then C is our x. And then this is the equation we're going to solve. So we're going to simplify the left side first. 14 squared is 16. 3 squared is 9. And then let's add these together on the left. We get 25. And then to undo the squaring, we take the square root. We need to do that to both sides because square root and square are opposite opposites, they're inverse, so they cancel each other out. So on the right side, we're just left with an x, and on the left side, the square root of 25 is 5. So x is 5. The slant height is 5. So that would be your answer to part B. Now for part C, we're just going to take all of those values and substitute them into our formula to find the surface area. So the surface area equals the area of the base, which remember that was our 36, plus 1/2 times the perimeter, which we said the perimeter is 24, times the slant height, which we found is 5. So if we simplify this on the right, I'm going to multiply the 24 times the 5 to get 120, and then multiply that by 1/2 or divide by 2, and I get 60. So it's 36 plus 60. And if I add those together, I get 96. And so my surface area is 96 feet squared. Because area always has units squared.